In this lesson on nourishing relationships, we will explore the current state of your relationships and create a deliberate plan to nourish all relationships. This is step number 4 on the reflection activity that we started in the last lesson. If you haven't completed that last lesson, please do so before moving on in this lesson. You will need to complete steps 1 through 3 in your workbook prior to completing step 4. If you have completed the steps and have your workbook ready, then the next step is to answer this question. Which groups or individuals would you like to spend more time and energy with? These are relationships that need more attention in order to bring their social circle closer and more in line with your ideal social situation. In this example, you can see that the caregiver is feeling disconnected from her extended family, her coworkers, and friends, and she would like to spend more time and energy with her immediate family, as you can see in this ideal social circles diagram. She would list these groups or individuals on step 4 to start thinking of ways that she would like to nurture these relationships. Pause this video while you make a list of the social groups and individuals who you'd like to spend more time and energy with. You can write the names of the groups or individuals on the left side column in step number 4 in your workbook. Feel free to use the back of the page if you need more space. Now that you have a list, we'll move on to talking about ways to build, strengthen, and nurture these relationships. You can write your ideas down on the right side column of step number 4. Remember, this step is focusing on who needs nurturing. The next step will focus on creating or adjusting boundaries. We'll start with your relationship with your recipient of care. We know this relationship may be one that needs adjusted boundaries, but for now, just focus on what positive things you could do to improve your relationship. The first suggestion we offer is to try your best to have open and honest communication. Of course, this depends on the level of cognitive ability that your recipient of care has, but many relationships can be improved by talking through feelings, concerns, or issues, and expectations. This also allows time for bonding over shared emotions. Maybe that's both admitting that this journey is hard and a little scary at times. Maybe it's reminiscing about good times you've had and laughing together. Or maybe it's just giving updates about family members or friends to help them feel connected. Another benefit of open and honest communication is in facing difficult situations directly, which can help clear up misunderstandings, judgments, or any hard feelings that either of you may have. If you are facing a difficult situation, try to find a time when the two of you can talk without interruptions and when you are calm and not emotionally charged. If this communication with your recipient of care isn't possible due to cognitive decline or other barriers, you could try having these conversations with a trusted family member, friend, or a therapist. They can listen to your thoughts and provide feedback that may help you understand the situation from another perspective. This can help tremendously in feeling more compassionate and connected to your loved one. Next, we encourage you to separate the disease from the person as you navigate tough situations. Whether that's dealing with the confusion of dementia or the physical limitations due to disease or age-related decline, your recipient of care is struggling and it is difficult on them as well. When these situations arise, practice separating this out in your mind. For example, you can be frustrated with dementia, but don't be frustrated with your mom. Having this separation in your mind will allow you to associate positive feelings and empathy towards your recipient of care. The third suggestion is to reserve time to do fun, enriching activities together as part of the care situation. It's easy for the duties of caregiving to consume all of the time that you spend together, but it is so important that the relationship does not just consist of providing care. Some ideas for these activities would be to play a game, watch a movie, go out for ice cream, attend a sporting event, or read a book together. Find activities that you both enjoy and that get you out of the day-to-day routine. It will breathe life into your relationship if you can just have fun together. Take a minute to think about ideas you have for nurturing this relationship and write them in the right side column of step 4 in your workbook. The next relationship we'll look at is with your spouse or significant other. It can be so easy to get swept up in the urgent caregiving needs that your relationship with your spouse or partner suffers. We realize that your spouse or partner could possibly be your recipient of care, so modify these suggestions as it makes sense for you. Again, the first suggestion we have is to keep open and honest communication. This allows you to work through the caregiving situation as effectively as possible to help ease the constant strain on your relationship. It is so important that your spouse or partner feels heard and validated when you are making decisions about the caregiving situation so that you can work together as a team. Often, we as caregivers are so close to the situation that we get consumed by it and forget to look at it from an outside perspective. Try really listening to your spouse as they offer suggestions and ideas, or as they express concerns or needs that they have. They need to know that you value them and your relationship. Having open and honest communication opens the door to deeper connections where you can solve problems and set goals for the future. The second suggestion goes along with the first, and it is to go to counseling together for extra support. There may be times when you just feel stuck, like there are no good solutions or you just can't figure it out. Counseling can provide you with tools for better communication, understanding, and problem solving. And third, you have to carve out time to spend together. Date nights, cooking dinner together, etc. Find outside help if needed to give you some time alone, whether that's for a week to take a vacation or a couple of hours to go out to dinner. It will be a worthy investment. Spending time with each other can restore balance to the relationship. That time can be spent doing something meaningful or just spent having fun, but make it a regular priority in your life. Take a few minutes to write your ideas on the right side column in step 4 in your workbook. Next are the relationships you have with your children. This will vary depending on whether you have adult children or if you're a part of the sandwich generation, raising young kids while giving care to aging parents. Many of the same principles apply here as with the relationships we have already covered. Take time to talk to your kids or adult children. If they are young, help them to understand the caregiving situation at their level. Ask them if they have questions or if they are having a hard time with anything. Regardless of age, set aside time to spend one-on-one time with each child. Plan fun activities to do together outside of the caregiving situation and make those activities a priority. Engage their help where you can in the caring of your loved one, and try to foster a relationship between your children and your recipient of care if possible. Take a few minutes now to write your ideas in your workbook. The next relationships we'll talk about nourishing are the ones with your extended family members. When it comes to family members, it is important to first have a clear understanding of where people stand. Are they part of the caregiving situation? Are they not engaged with the caregiving? If they are part of the caregiving situation, it will be important to set expectations and boundaries. We will cover this more in the next lesson. Be sure to have open conversations with your family members to share expectations and to make a plan for your relationship. How often will you talk to each other? How often will you see each other? How can you support each other in your lives? Also, it's a great idea to spend time with family members outside of the care situation if possible. This doesn't mean you can't include your recipient of care in some activities, but make sure to plan for times that are fun and relaxing, away from the stress and burden of caregiving. Maybe you would like to spend some time at the spa, at a sporting event, or going out to a nice dinner. Think about activities that you enjoy doing together. And finally, let go of the expectation that everyone will have the same interest or level of involvement in providing care for your loved one. It's easy to feel resentment or bitterness if you are carrying more than your fair share, but you have to learn to work with what you have available, even if that means you are providing most or all of the care. Having this understanding will help you seek out resources and help in other ways that are actually helpful, instead of waiting around for people to show up who have no intention of showing up. Adjusting your expectations will keep you from wasting your time and your energy wishing things were different. When you can separate extended family members from your expectations for the care situation, you can begin to nourish those relationships in healthier ways. Take a few minutes now to write down your thoughts in your workbook. This last section covers your relationships with all other people, whether that's friends, coworkers, church members, neighbors, or people you've met in special interest groups or online. Having relationships outside of your family unit can be refreshing and enriching in your life. These people know you outside of your caregiving situation, or they can easily relate to it if you are part of a support group like this one at Community for Caregivers. Our best advice here is to find local networks to engage with. Plan or attend outside events when you can. Reach out for help and for ideas or resources. Take time to serve with others to get a change of pace and environment. Join online communities and contribute to them. Connect with a variety of people to use as a support system and for enriching your life. Take a few minutes to write in your workbook ideas that you have about nourishing other relationships in your social circles before moving on to the next lesson.